In 2015, I used to weigh 324 pounds. I used to go to the doctors and they used to be amazed because I wasn't sick. They literally was going down a list asking me, you don't have this, you don't have this, you don't have this. I said, no. It was like, you don't take any medicine at 324 pounds. I said, no. And then after years of him treating me in 2018, 3 years later, I ended up just out of nowhere getting high blood pressure. And even the doctor was amazed. He was like, because you've been at this weight all this time and haven't been sick. So, all of a sudden now you get sick with high blood pressure. And I tell you, in 2018, my blood pressure was at stroke levels. And I remember the day that I left the pharmacy from picking up the medicine. And the pharmacist, he recommended that I would go to the emergency room. And to be honest with you, I probably should have. But I was standing there with the medicine in my hand, and I'm like, I'm taking the medicine. And I literally made a decision. It was like I was at a crossroad. And I said, the doctors have done all that they can do for me. I have the medicine. There's nothing else you're going to be able to do for me with high blood pressure. Is just give me the medicine. I said, what I need is God. I went home, took the medicine, and went on about my day. We randomly, y'all, this wasn't even something divine that we heard. We randomly went to this church and the pastor was preaching. And I kid you not, he stops in the middle of his sermon and he's standing there. Like, you could tell he heard something because it was like he was listening. He was just standing there. And out of nowhere, he says, if you're dealing with high blood pressure, come and touch the altar. And so I walk up there and he starts to pray. I touch and agree with him. And I felt something leave my back. The Bible talks about how some sicknesses and even disorders are not really illnesses. The Bible calls it a spirit of infirmity, which is a demon. What I felt leave my back was a spirit of infirmity. And what the spirit of infirmity does, it mimics illnesses. It mimics disorders, which will make you run to the doctor. But what some people don't really need is not a doctor. That's why some doctors cannot diagnose. They can't trace certain things. They don't understand certain things because what those people are dealing with, they're not natural but spiritual. So some people technically aren't sick, they just need deliverance. And I kid you not, when we begin to pray and I touched the altar, again, I felt something leave my back. From that moment forward, my blood pressure regulated. I literally went home and I threw the medicine away. And I said, God, I know that something transpired today. I didn't know exactly what it was at that time, but I said, something has happened. When I tell you, to this day, 2026, I do not deal with high blood pressure. I do not take any medicine. I am healthy and I am whole, and I will continue to be that way in Jesus' name. I want to encourage you to believe God and believe God again and again and again until you see it happen.